So Meg and I are very grateful to have you with us again. I'm Jen Baradi, a yoga and iRest mindfulness teacher, and I'll begin with this session with a gentle practice of chair yoga. Remember, if you've never practiced chair yoga before, basically you're using a stable chair as a prop, mostly seated for this 8-minute practice. Feel free to take off your shoes and your socks or leave them on. You can modify any positions or poses, and taking rest, listening to your body, following the Yoga Sutra of Svatiyaya, self-knowledge. And always following the advice of medical practitioners, especially for any injuries. You may find comfort incorporating these seated movements while you're working or studying, on a chair, on the sofa. And if any discomfort arises, just rest in your seat or stand and stretch. Okay, so just start to settle in. We'll be working with the sacral chakra, the energy center that's just below the belly and in the lower belly below the navel. And just started to notice the breath there. The flow of breath as you inhale. And maybe the chest rises and maybe you notice breath filling the rest of the body. And then as you exhale, the emptying of the breath, the belly emptying, the torso, the body. And just considering these opposites, which we'll be working with today, of the inhaling and filling of the body, and then the exhaling and emptying of the body, this flow, and this idea of flowing like water, our intention guiding us. And maybe starting to imagine the color associated with the sacral chakra of orange, a vibrant orange emanating from the lower belly, maybe reaching out and flowing to the rest of the body. As you exhale, maybe all of it coming back. Yep, just your own pace. And maybe imagining the scent of citrus, tangy, invigorating. And the element of water, related to creativity, sensuality, passion, starting to build an intention for your practice. Might be related to releasing any tension in the body. Maybe find creative ways to find relaxation. Noticing that opposite of tension and relaxation in the body. I'm going to offer one aloud as you repeat yours for yourself 3 times. I'm creating a life, freeing it of stress and filling it with bliss. I'm creating a life, freeing it of stress and filling it with bliss. I'm creating a life, freeing it from stress and filling it with bliss. And maybe just being curious of how this might manifest during our time together. Okay, so let's start to awaken the body. So maybe starting to lengthen and expand from the fingers and the palms of the hands, expanding through the toes, soles of the feet, arches, and then making fists with the hands and the feet, closing and squeezing the hands and the feet. And then just at your own breath, that inhale and exhale, finding movement in the hands and in the feet. You can even rest your hands if that's more comfortable. It's being very gentle. Then waking up the wrists and the ankles. Maybe bring one leg out and start to circle the ankles and the wrists. Yep. And then going the other direction as well. Just at your own pace. That flow, fluidity and motion. Okay, let's do the other foot. And maybe finding that opposite. Seeing if you can move them opposite ways. Being a little playful. Okay, you shake that all out. And then let's release the hips. Maybe bringing them back and forth. Then maybe together doing the opposites. Let's do the shoulders. So coming forward and broadening and opening the chest. Broadening the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Emptying. And then maybe being playful with doing the opposites again. Twisting the body one direction. And feeling this opening on each side of the shoulders, maybe the back. Okay, and coming to rest. Maybe let's work with the neck a little bit. Maybe flowing side to side as chin comes towards the chest. Just very gently working on the scalene and the SCM muscles. I love doing the neck. And then gently coming towards the back. Yep. And then maybe extending the one shoulder away from the ear for a moment. And then coming to the other side. Just at your own pace. Okay, how are you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling a little bit released and relaxed. We're going to move our feet now as we flow into goddess feet. And noticing how the ankles are under the knees for alignment and the hips are underneath the shoulders. Okay, and then we're going to be moving from a various modified warrior 2 to a modified warrior 1. So coming here, warrior 2, and just noticing your arms parallel to the floor, be gazing at 1, and then inhaling for 2 and for 1, feeling the arms coming out of the shoulders, exhaling, gazing one direction for 2 and 1, inhaling, feeling the body with breath for 1, 2, exhaling, gazing the other direction for 1, 2. Let's try this with 1 breath, inhaling, feeling the body, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Okay, now just noticing in your body, maybe there's places of relaxation that weren't there before. Maybe there's energy flowing, just a gentle vibration through the body. And maybe there's places of stress or tension still that you might want to work with during the day today. And then coming back to that breath, flowing, inhaling and exhaling. As we continue our journey together today, working with the flow of intention guiding us in opposites. I'm creating a life, freeing it from stress and filling it with bliss. And just noticing how that intention maybe continues on during our practice and maybe beyond our practice.
I'm McSherry. I'm the owner of Courage Health and Wellness and also a licensed therapist and strategic coach. And Jen has had many years of being a yoga student, now an instructor, also an iRest instructor. And the reason I wanted to bring in iRest is because here our focus is on evidence-based treatments and tools and practices that we know work and are helpful, because everybody wants to get the outcomes that they want, the results as quickly as possible. So thankfully, iRest is a gentle approach, and that's what I'm all about. For those of you all that did the journaling piece, like to hear from you. One of the questions was, what is my intention for today, my why for today? And then the other, which can change, right, on a day-to-day basis, depending on what's going on in our life. And then the other one is my why for this lifetime, our heartfelt desire, which when we are in tune with that, really helps to guide us into actions that feel great because they're in line with our purpose, our mission, our heartfelt desire. So, and if you did not have the opportunity to do the journaling practice, if you would like to share what will be your intention today for this iRest practice that Jen's getting ready to do. Oftentimes, for me, I end up falling asleep when I do an iRest practice. So my intention a lot of the times is to simply stay awake so that I can be able to receive and remember what I was receiving during the practice. Although my understanding is our subconscious part of our brain is always awake and receiving, even if we do go kind of into a restful state. So, all right. So there's been a comment about gratitude, having an intention of gratitude. And that is always puts us in line with our heartfelt desire, I believe. Let me know if you think that's the case too. Also, you know, for me, one of my heartfelt desires is helping others and acting in love to people. So that's one that always shows up for me. And I see there's some comments coming in. I'll look at a couple more, and then we'll have time, as we always do at the end, to have more discussion about that, or to get your comments and thoughts. So someone said also helping other people is their why. Teaching was another one that showed up for another person. So today, Jen is going to take us through a practice with a bit of a focus on opposites. And one of the things that comes to mind for me is that the brain demands and requires that we notice what we would call negative thoughts or feelings. And so it's important to notice the opposites so that we get the brain what it wants. And if we don't do that, which oftentimes we don't, or a lot of people don't in general, then what we do is we avoid and we distract ourselves with a thing, with a habit, or we go to sleep, we eat something, we don't eat something, smoke, read, all these things. When they are used in that way, then it is because we are not acknowledging the opposite. And so, but no one's taught us how to do that. And so iRest is a way, and mindful practices are a way to give the brain what it needs, and with noticing the negative thoughts and feelings without having to fight with them, which is one of the things we do, and or to not have to avoid. So I think it's great that in this time in particular, when there's a lot of stress for folks and uncertainty, that Jen is going to lead us through this practice focused on opposites. So I'm done talking so we can get as much practice in as possible. Thank you, Jen. I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Thanks, Meg, and also for everyone who's sharing their journal. So let's now continue working with intentions. As we welcome opposites, we liberate limiting beliefs, fully align with our deepest heartfelt desire, purpose, mission. And there's more and more evidence-based science behind mindfulness techniques. So we can skillfully use these brain tendencies, just like Meg was saying, like towards a negativity bias, as the brain more quickly and noticeably processes negative information than non-negative information. And to overcome this negativity bias, repetition of positive, helpful, caring, loving words to ourselves. It's so important. And as we familiarize becoming habituated to creating and using compelling, effective intentions regularly, like maybe during these past weeks since our last session, some of you have noticed greater focus in your work, with others, with loved ones, in many aspects of life. Last time we defined intention as a powerful statement coming from within you, your why for this practice, moment, day, period of time, changing or staying the same, supporting you to fulfill your heartfelt desire, purpose, mission, which is your why for this lifetime. So reviewing heartfelt desire as the deepest longing, contribution, purpose for this lifetime, motivating, supporting, and strengthening your why in the world. We also did a practice of opposites, which mirrors our practice today, becoming more and more familiarized with noticing, observing, welcoming opposites, that natural tendency towards the negative in a pair of opposites. Noticing the positive opposite is there too. Both are there. And during our time together, or even beyond this time, notice what manifests as your heartfelt desire, if you didn't get to work on it with us in the last sessions. And before we do the same practice of opposites with intentions, I just wanted to share how in this pair of opposites, our natural negative tendency also has an important role. And thinking back when I was an administrative assistant in wholesale, my desk was in the center of the office where everyone Grumpy bosses, grumpy salespeople, exhausted shipping workers would pass by throughout each day to vent and complain. They were all very nice to me. It was just really hard being around so much negativity. I'd go to the bathroom just to get away. I was very negative at that time. Gray clouds always hanging over me, completely unrecognizable to who I am now, thankfully. Bodily sensations, felt sense messages would flow up, bringing clarity, directing me to what's most important. Working in that environment, I had persistent ache in the belly, tense muscles, headaches, anxiousness. It just wasn't for me. And my body was trying to tell me this too. So I could flow in the right direction. This negative felt sense gave me courage to quit this pretty secure full-time job in pursuit of my goals, my heartfelt desires of welcoming and serving, which have brought felt sense of ease, a calm heartbeat, and an inner smile. And so maybe there's a felt sense that's within you that's trying to send you a message of something you're doing in your life or that you have in your life that maybe needs addressing or needs attention. And I managed to dig up the affirmation books I keep referring to that I would carry with me, these 365 days of positive statements. I carry them around everywhere, so you can tell how dog-eared they are and worn. I had to tape them back together. But it's interesting, these are even opposites. And this one's sort of more of a spiritual one, and this one's more of a business one with Stephen Covey. So it's just that interesting 365 days of positivity to help with the negativity bias. Having this tool of positive statements, intentions, affirmations to pair with that negative statement as they naturally arise. Just so helpful. So now if you can, write and feel in your body any pairs of opposites, intentions arising, flowing through you, that may support you through mindfulness, your practice today, or beyond into the rest of the day as you live out your purpose and your mission. Some pairs of opposites could be, because I don't respect myself, people walk all over me. And the other opposite would be, maybe I maintain respectful boundaries with myself and others. Maybe what could come up is, I'm not good enough and everyone says so. And then maybe I observe the conditioned belief, I'm not good enough. Wow, these each feel really different in the body. I must push through the pain. I notice and listen to pain arising in my back. I'm always late. I show up on time. This felt sense, it's just really powerful. While reading each opposite, I could just feel my body. I don't know if you could as well. So I'll give you a few moments to just be with whatever flows up without judging or fixing, just feeling into each pair of opposites, trying each statement on, noticing how each feels in the body. And just remember, you have the time beyond our time together to keep working on your intentions, and we'll be having another journaling experience if you'd like to participate. So this is something we always come back to, the importance of practicing, repeatedly activating those neurons, so creating intention becomes familiar, habituated in the mind and the body. And as we recognize this negativities, aversions, attachments, conditioned beliefs, we can work through them, understand them, move forward to finding greater harmony. So it takes practice, repetition, building muscle memory, just like any other skill we want to master. So I'd like to invite you all to experience iRest, Integrative Restoration, a guided mindfulness practice. You may want to keep something close by in case any insights arise. Just listen to my voice, positioning your body, however feels most comfortable and at ease. All possibilities of sleepiness and alertness are welcomed. Just coming as you are. welcoming about 13 minutes of iRest guided practice, focusing on heartfelt desire, intention, with some body and breath scanning. And if you experience any discomfort, just open your eyes, ground your feet firmly, find movement, and Meg is with us, so you can reach out to her. Settling into a comfortable position in stillness or movement. Eyes opened or closed. Completely trusting the surfaces you're resting on. Letting go. Welcome air caressing the skin. Places of warmth. Coolness. Any sounds inside or outside of the room. Just making any adjustments to bring greater calm or ease, well-being throughout your body and mind. Experience your heart's deepest desire, longing, contribution, purpose for this lifetime. Maybe serving others with talents or gifts. Offering unconditional love through patience and compassion. Experiencing and affirming the felt sense of your longing, contribution, purpose, heartfelt desires true in this moment. Experience your intention. One that supports you in realizing your heartfelt desire during this practice or in your everyday life. Like a riverbank, an intention helps you flow in the right direction. What statement is showing up for you? Where do you feel it in your body? Effortlessly, Might you notice its opposite arising? Where is it flowing through your body? And if nothing is emerging, this too is your perfect experience. Staying with whatever intention is most calling you. If an opposite is emerging, perhaps going back and forth between the pair of opposites with your own rhythm. Noticing where they light up as felt sense in the body. Without merging them, might you hold this pair of opposites at the same time? Then resting on the intention that might support you in living your heartfelt desire today. Perhaps an intention for maintaining respectful and healthy boundaries. Perhaps for observing conditioned beliefs. Might you notice and listen to pain arising in the body? Maybe showing up, being fully present. Remembering and fully welcoming your intention for today's practice with your whole body and mind. As your intention drifts through your body, inviting my words to be your words. Without shifting or softening anything. Everything just as it is. Jaw, mouth, nose, ears, eyes and forehead. Without thinking or analyzing. Arms, palms, and fingers. Torso and pelvis. Legs, feet, and toes. Sensing the heartbeat, regular and relaxed. The natural rise of the belly as you inhale. The natural fall of the belly on the exhale. The body breathing itself. Fully experiencing your entire body calm, ease, resting, peaceful. Trusting your direct experience as you sense into the entire unified body. Changing sensations, revealing unchanging awareness. Recognize and affirm how you always know the perfect and precise response to every situation in life. Take your time now as you come back into your waking life. Welcome the environment all around. Finding movement, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe returning to that intention you made at the beginning of the practice. Maybe just noticing and observing any changes in your felt sense. And when it feels right, opening and closing your eyes several times. Noticing how, like a riverbank, that intention might be directing you through your journey. Allow the felt sense of this unchanging awareness to remain with you as you move back now into your waking life. Coming fully back to your eyes wide awake. Alert and grateful for taking this time for yourself. and the practice of iRest. I'm just going to give you the journaling work as you're starting to maybe rejoin us and awaken again. For this second journaling practice, daily, regularly, with pairs of intentions, taking time to feel into each of them separately, and maybe putting stars beside the intention most serving your purpose or mission for that day. Just like last time, saying your intention aloud in your mind, either one, just several times to activate those neurons. Believing that intention is already happening just for that moment. Maybe throughout the day, coming back to that intention. Maybe like a theme, perhaps carrying intentions in a little journal or little book, so they're with you. You can read them whenever you need to, keeping them small and portable. And as you're journaling, just noticing any patterns, same intention repeating, themes emerging. Remembering for our unconscious mind to comprehend effectively, use concrete sentences or statements in the present tense with seeing, hearing, sensation, feeling to hardwire this intention as well as your heartfelt desire or purpose. And it's completely acceptable if you're not sure about any of this yet. Just not analyzing or judging yourself, just welcoming, experiencing any intentions. I'm just going to give you a few moments to take any notes, but thank you for being with us again for the second part of the Calming Toolkit, Living with Intention. I'm going to turn it over to Meg now for any questions or comments you may have. Thank you.
I just always find the iRest practices, especially when you're doing them, Jen, to be so calming and nice, especially in the middle of the day. I think it's great time. So really like to hear any observations, thoughts in the Q&A box. Feel free to put anything in there in regard to this practice or the journaling, your intentions for today's practice, what you noticed and observed. And if you've done this opposites practice before, something similar, any of your thoughts and comments about that are helpful, because we do our best to tailor things to what interests folks and what's in season for us. So always get some nice compliments, Jen, on your voice, and I agree how calming it is. Oh, an intention to relax. That's a good one. We can all use that. Any observations as well in regard to when we're being directed in the practice to relax, or not relax per se, sorry, that's the wrong word, notice sensations in the mouth or neck or throat or shoulders. I often notice the jaw when Jen guides us into that will release, and there's a lot of stuff that's held for me in the jaw. Maybe it's because I do too much talking. I don't know. An intention of showing compassion to myself and my loved ones. That is a fantastic one. Yes. It's so easy for us to get focused on the negative. Our brain encourages us to do that, right? And it also can do that with people we care about and our expectations of what they're not doing or should be doing. So by making an intention of showing compassion to yourself and others is a really great one. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you again for joining us today. And we will be back next Thursday at the same time. As always, if you want to contact Jen or I directly, our emails are there at the bottom of the screen. And if there's anything that you want tailored as well, please keep in mind that Jen does private sessions, and that's great. And probably the best way to have a tailored experience around a certain theme or something that you want to work on, whether it's pain. I find iRest is great for pain, and folks that have chronic pain have given great feedback about that. but also any kind of emotional challenges as well. So thank you, Jen.
Thank you.